Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for Pretty Little Studio. So this is my fourth project as a guest designer, and I have 4 more projects coming to you in May, so lots more to come. And this collection I still have tons and tons left, so I'm not worried. I did kind of want to hoard a little bit what I'm going to be using to embellish this layout, but I was good, and yeah, you know, we should use our pretty products. So I'm starting, my starting point is this cute 8x8 pattern paper. As far as I know at the moment, 8x8 is the biggest size that Pretty Little Studio make, so that's perfect for lots of projects, and I also enjoy using them on my scrapbook paper, on my scrapbook layout. But I'm a 12x12 scrapbooker, so I usually start with white cardstock, and then I built my design from there. Also, if I want to use the smaller papers, it works well, but I still need to bring in that 12x12 cardstock. So I want to scrap these 4 little photos. I printed them on, I think that these were like 2 4x6 prints that I used to print all 4. You know, some layouts, it's really one picture tells the whole story, but here I really wanted to include more. I wanted one photo where both my girls are, you know, you can see them and you can see a little bit of what they were doing. And then Ella, my eldest, she saw me taking pictures of my rainbow crayons there, so she photobombed my Neocolor 2 photo. So the Neocolor 2, if you're not familiar, it's just these kind of crayons or pastels that you see in my photos there. And, you know, these are not kids' craft supplies, but they, you know, even if they break, they're still very usable, and they're not messy because they're kind of firm. They're not like oil pastels that, you know, I don't give those to my kids, especially Lily, the small one, because it just, you know, it gets under the nails and then it's there forever. But with these ones, I felt comfortable giving letting them play with it. So yeah, so I just wanted to document that on a layout. And basically the main this came together in no time. The video is only like sped up twice the real time, and I was still moving things around, you know, way more than I should have. And yeah, so my point is, this came together really, really fast. If you like scrap lifting, then you are welcome to scrap lift this layout. It will be super fast. So what I'm going to use as my main embellishments are these gorgeous, gorgeous speech bubbles. And they are, I think Hello Bubbles is the name of the ephemera pack. And I love these. There's also a paper with these, so you can get the paper and also fussy cut them, but they also come in an ephemera pack, and they're just really fun to use. And you can see like the beautiful watercolor look there. I just showed you the paper because I really wanted a smaller one, and I was checking to see if the ones in the paper are a lot smaller. They probably are in the smaller papers, but that was the 8x8, and I guess I just decided to use the big ones and make that work. So I'm using just some fun foam as foam adhesive because I don't have foam adhesive anymore. I have used up the ones I had. It's very easy to use, you know, especially like the little squares or circles, but the foam is so much cheaper. So that's why I'm using it. And also it's nice when, when I adhere a whole photo or like a big design element, it's nice to have just a sheet of foam that I can use instead of 100 million little foam dots. Not exaggerating at all. Sorry about my voice. Of course, I'm getting over a cold, which is like the story of my life. That's how it is when you have small roommates, and I mean my kids, where, they go to daycare and school, aka incubator of viruses and bacteria. So I actually think I didn't get as sick as often when I worked in a hospital as I do now. It's really, these viruses are just, oh well. Anyway, so that's my voice. Sorry about that. Other than that, what can I tell you? So my title is just going to be hello, and there's also the BFF, which, well, to be perfectly honest, my girls are not really BFFs. I can only hope that they will become in time best friends. I really, really hope they do. But right now, well, Lily is 2.5 and Ella is 8.5, and yep, it's not idyllic here most of the time. So they really know how to push each other's buttons. It's almost amusing, except where the part, when it comes to the part where I have 2 screaming kids and there is hair pulling sometimes and slapping and all kinds of beautiful things. But yeah, most of the time they're like really adorable, but I do admit that sometimes it's easier when they are apart and not together. But this was, at least this photo, I think, sometimes I have these photos where I remember that I took the photo and that was pretty much the only cute, quiet moment in that sitting or in that time or in that afternoon. But I think actually here they were both drawing and they were kind of into it. And of course I was totally into it. And I think this is a really great way of, for me, it's, of course, it's one of my preferred ways to, of activities like to do with my kids. But I think it's also if you make like junk journals, or you like to, I don't know, put your kids' art into whatever you make, then I just grabbed a big sheet of paper and I covered the desk with it, and we just started drawing. And I think it's, I think it's nicer than having a bunch of small papers, because it kind of has all of our art together. So I really like that, and definitely whenever we'll do again in the future these little art sessions, again, I will bring a big sheet of paper, and so we can all paint on the same thing and not just have like different papers, one for me, one for Ella, one for Lily. I really prefer that we're all painting on the same paper, but we still have, if you take a big sheet of paper, we still have enough space to do our own thing. So I would love to make my own junk journals. I do have several art journals that I need to, probably use up, but not that it's connected, because I work in several art journals at any given time. But I think for me, the problem with kind of creating a junk journal is just sitting down and creating it. I feel like I don't have enough creative time anyway, so when I do have time, I kind of just want to work in an art journal. I don't want to spend my time making it, but I do know that it will be worthwhile. So my question to you is if you have a recommended tutorial on creating a junk journal, but I need one that also works for like thicker papers and yeah, so kind of for a variety of materials. I know Julie Pfeiffer has a class, but that class is really, really pricey. I've like checked it out several times because I was very intrigued, but it's just very pricey. So I don't think that's for me. I've also seen that Ashley Oliver, aka Soap House Mama, aka Purple Mailbox, I love her. She has also a junk journal class, which is, I would say it's quite affordable, but I'm just scared that I will purchase it and then be too lazy to follow it. I'm sure it's great, but so if you've taken any of those two classes that I mentioned, or another class, or you have like a go-to video on YouTube that you can think of when you're watching me and listening to my rambling, then please, please, please let me know. I would really, really appreciate it. So I'm adding now really the finishing touches, some stars from another die cut pack called School something School. Just check out the link for, all the details. There are so many embellishments in this collection. And I also used this one flare of the smiley face. These flares are super, super cute. And, they are quite, I would say, a sign of the times. And I really like to use that in my layouts. And I should probably maybe explain it, or I don't know, scrap more things like screenshots of conversations, in WhatsApp or something like that. Sorry about the heavy use of, because I just wish, I want my scrapbooks to also reflect kind of our popular culture and daily life stuff, because I know that it's a completely different world from what it was when I grew up. Now, I don't know if the changes, to the next generation, like 20 years from now, will be as world-changing, reality-changing as they have been in the last 2 decades. I grew up without the internet, without social media, without mobile phones. I had my first phone when I was 18. And, I started to use the internet also kind of around that time. So everything is so different, like online shopping. There is so much stuff. I really, really want to put that more into my albums. Anyway, this is the end. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.